Welcome to another guided meditation for stress relief and relaxation. Brought to you by withmeaning.net. The ultimate place to learn how to manage your stress and live a happier, more meaningful life. So let me lead you on a journey. Take some slow, deep breaths. Clear your mind and let your worries float away. Calmly observe your thoughts pass by, without judgment. And with a quiet sense of peace and curiosity, engage your imagination. Give each sentence I speak a chance to seep into your thoughts and conjure interesting images in your mind's eye. Let's begin. The late afternoon breeze crosses your face, cool and refreshing against your skin, urging you to turn toward the bluff of the hillside where you notice the scarring of an old landslip. You have been walking along a country path in the wide, open moorland, your feet crunching across gravel, soil, and seed with each step. The air feels crisp against your cheeks, which are glowing from the climb, and you receive the faint scent of damp soil and wild heather. There are no hedgerows here, so the hills roll right up to your feet, the landscape introducing itself to you in a way that feels intimate and welcoming. The very ground beneath and around you here is alive, responding to meet your step with nearly equal pressure and just a hint of yielding companionship, as if the ground welcomes the addition of your imprint. Pinflowers, grass, and hardrush all sway gently, some brushing against your legs as you pass, vying for your attention. Immersed in this ancient landscape, you feel a sense of deep contentment, as if the normally hard-edged boundary between you and the world has softened and relented just a little. There is a diffuseness of being that feels pleasing. Instinctively, your eyes are drawn to the sheep grazing just feet away in silent contemplation. In ones and twos they comb the land for the sweet, green tips of new growth. Some wander close enough for you to hear their soft, rhythmic chewing. Here and there, a sheep lifts its head, and you feel its gaze upon you, brief, yet curious. Before you can make any kind of connection, you are dismissed, and they amble back into the thick of the greenery, hooves rustling through the foliage. You smile with amusement, you suppose that your purposeful strides have impeded upon their serenity. Taking the hint, you slow your footsteps, allowing the calm of the landscape to inform your pace. Feeling the clomp of each step vibrate up your bones, you begin to place your soul with a little more care. After a little way, the road dips downward, and you feel the ground beneath you ease into a slope. Instinctively, your body adjusts to the gentle descent, and your legs shift into the change in balance. Ahead, the ford gleams, catching the light across its surface like a sheet of ice. Your sense of balance heightens as you approach the slippery path down toward the ford. To the right, the stream gurgles and babbles. Its cool, clear water sparkles as it tumbles over the rocks, sending a fine mist into the air. The soft coolness kisses your skin, and you instantly feel refreshed. The stream continues to meander to and fro as it flows away from you, laughing and singing, with the rocks, the tangled grasses, the exposed peat, and continues to wend its way through a marshy, picturesque valley. You follow its trail, and as your gaze recedes, your eye intersects a series of dry stone walls marking out patchwork squares of wetland. Jutting greys against feathered greens. Upstream, and over to your left, a holt of beech trees reaches uphill, their trunks thick and solid. They stand watch over the valley, keeping two hills at arm's length. You feel a pull in your chest, a gentle invitation, as if the trees are calling you to investigate. Watching the water jostle its way through boulder and scrub toward you, the cool, moist air from the stream swirls about your ankles. You are thankful for small pleasures, and feel drawn to the woodland from which the water flows. And as you cross the ford and approach the halt, your breath deepens with anticipation. The trees, towering above, cast playful shadows across the path, confusing the eye with misdirection. You step into the shade, feeling the temperature drop slightly, the air cooler here, heavy with the earthy scent of damp leaves and rich soil. Each breath fills your lungs with infusion of living, forest aromas. Over a little bridge that spans a modest boggy mire, your feet settle onto a well-trodden trail, the ground beneath you firm but cushioned by a carpet of fallen leaves. As you climb up into the copse, your calves stretch, your muscles enjoying the slight pull, and you find yourself standing in the stippled rays of a late summer afternoon beneath the canopy of an ancient beech tree. The sunlight filters through its leaves, casting intricate, moving patterns that flitter across your skin like fleeting tattoos. You feel the warmth of the sun on your arms, just enough to soften the coolness, but not enough to overheat. Somewhere, not far away, you hear the blade-sharp call of a buzzard, low down and ready for a kill, and for a moment, your pulse quickens, the sound piercing the stillness and reminding you of the untamed nature of the moor. The breeze that wanders across the swale stirs the branches of the trees, and you feel the gentle gust lift the hairs on the back of your neck. The branches sway in response, their movement almost hypnotic. Their limbic forms wave languidly, and their leaves flutter as if sentient in their own right, chattering, gossiping, responding to the gentle whispers of the wind. Your senses heighten, your skin tingles as the cool forest breath gains in strength, as if awakened. It wafts over every inch of your exposed skin. The stiller you become, the more you fix your stare, opening yourself to a more meditative state. Where once you saw only a still patch of woodland, now you are aware that movement is abundant. You root your feet to the spot, feeling the connection between your body and the earth below, and try to get a sense of all that is unfolding before you. The interplay between air and leaf, vibrations, a million strong, conducted down through the branches, into the trunk, deeper still into the root system and beyond. The more you observe, the more you behold. Calmly, you let your awareness stretch outward, trying to take in the infinite, delicate motions unfolding about you. You try to let yourself see every gesture, every interplay. All those extraneous details we generally turn a blind eye to. You become absorbed in the infinite complexity of the moment. And, as a stargazer becomes accustomed to the night sky, over the course of a few minutes, your perception seeps into the landscape about you. You begin to discern snatches of the environment's true character. There is something sacred here, something alive, beyond what the eye can perceive, an intricate relationship between tree, earth, and air. Feeling a pleasant sense of connection cascade throughout your core, you try to unfurl your awareness further. You breathe in deeply, taking into your lungs the velvet notes of the earthy mulch, the wet wood, of a multitude of leaves, mingled with the soft, sweet aroma of nearby heather that comes drifting in off the moorland. As you inhale, you begin to wonder, what mysterious signals are being exchanged here, between air and leaf, between insect and bark, between root and fungus? What conversations are happening beneath the surface, in darkness, in this place where the tree and the earth blend together, where roots sink deep into the soil, tapping into unseen runnels of water that wind down from distant hilltops? A landscape in constant flux. A netherworld of filigree rivulets, hair-like tendrils, fungal proboscis, seeking and probing, day and night. Perhaps the tree is reacting to the taste of the earth, organic compounds carried down the hillside by the stream, its root receptors firing, its glands opening, its pathways absorbing and pumping liquids to and from its extremities. Perhaps the tree's root system is emitting its own chemical messages in turn, through scent, through secretion, into the dark mulch of the earth. Here, there is no clear boundary between the tree and its environment. Where does the tree end and the forest begin? The wind is thick with its pollen, its pheromones, and trace compounds. The tree extends beyond what you can see with your eyes. It has an aromatic aura that takes the shape of the spaces in between. An invisible side to its form that mingles and stirs and percolates into every nook and cranny. Here, everything overlaps. The trees, the ferns, the mushrooms, the vast, urban sprawls of lichen, blooming across trunk and branch. You begin to glean a sense of the continuous flow of life and energy that surrounds you, entering you, where even the air you breathe seems to hum with the presence of the living. Like a kami, a spirit, you can sense the presence of the tree everywhere, in its manifold splendor. It unfurls about you as the leaves flutter and strobe against the sky. A spirit that flows through its branches, its roots, its leaves, extending outward to touch everything around it, from the moss growing on its bark to the millions of insects crawling along its surface. You look closer, and the complexity of life reveals itself to you. There are whole worlds thriving on every level of the tree. You lean closer to take a look at the lichens, with their scrolling folds, their porous surfaces, hosting miniature ecosystems of their own. Tiny ferns cling to the cracks in the bark, their delicate fronds reaching out toward the sunlight. Even the smallest sprig of heather grows stubbornly in the crease between trunk and branch, its resilience a testament to the quiet strength of life here. You feel the verdant pulse through your fingertips, realizing you are tapping into a majestic, symbiotic web of existence. As your gaze travels downward, you see the roots of the tree plunging into the earth, seeking nourishment from the soil and water. You shift your weight, feeling the firmness of the ground supporting you as you sit on your haunches. What hidden conversations are being whispered along the roots at this very moment? Do they talk of the visitor that has entered the wood? Do they sense your presence? Taste your pheromone aura? Feel the pressure of your footprint? Or are you invisible to them? What secrets are they broadcasting into the groundwater, or sharing with the minerals in the earth, or with the vast fungal networks that connect one tree to another, forming an invisible web of communication throughout the forest? For a moment, you try to imagine the life of the tree. Its giant lifespan, its perception of time. Can it think? Can it feel? Perhaps not in the way we understand, but does that matter? Its existence is its own form of intelligence, a complex, adaptive system that responds to the world around it. It doesn't need to possess a mind like ours to be intelligent, to be cherished, to be valued. You wonder if the tree has a spirit, a soul, or if it is simply a remarkable manifestation of life itself. You reach out and touch the tree. You run your hand along its magnificent elephantine hide. With your fingertips, you absorb every texture and fold of the bark beneath your hand, rough yet alive, pulsing with an ancient energy. The bark is warm in places where the sun touches it, cooler in the shaded crevices. The roughness of the bark scratches gently against your palm. You feel your breath deepen, your chest expanding as if to take in not just the air, but ultimately, something of the tree as well. What do you take from this experience? What wisdom can the tree offer you? Perhaps it is not about gaining knowledge, but about being present, about allowing the tree's energy to merge with yours, to carry a piece of its spirit with you as you walk away. Perhaps there will be an interchange. Maybe you will each take a part of the other. Perhaps that is what life is all about. You feel a faint warmth spread through your chest. The stream nearby continues its journey, flowing endlessly through the forest. Its sound fills the air, a soft, melodic babble, constant and ever-changing. As if in response, you hear a hidden songbird send forth an echoey strain. You feel a flush of contentment begin to ferment at the back of your head. Fascinated by the way the dappled light skims about the liquid surface, you feel you could spend a lifetime studying this stream, learning every detail about its flow, its temperature, the minerals it carries, the bacteria and fungi that live within it. You could measure it in every conceivable way, and yet, describing it in such a way would not even scratch the surface. Empirically, the stream is unknowable, constantly shifting, constantly transforming, its course changing with every turn, its surface reflecting the dancing silver that is sent spinning off the water's edge. Feeling its cool spray on your face, you crouch down, reach out your hand and feel the cold water trickle through your fingers, the sensation grounding you in the present moment. You trace every ripple and swirl caused by your fingertips, changing the stream ever so subtly. It feels icy to the touch, its waters flowing over your hand and readily accepting the gift of your heat. Suddenly, you realize that every ounce of water that flows past you is unique, part of a vast, interconnected liquid system that spans not just this forest but the entire world. The eddies and whirlpools, the way the sunlight catches the droplets and throws rainbows into the air, each one fleeting, disappearing as quickly as it appears. And beyond, to where the sunlight liberates the vapor, sending it into those moisture-rich thermals upon which the buzzard now surfs, all of it is beyond your full comprehension. It is larger, bigger than you. Ancient and unceasing. But you do know the stream, at least, an aspect of it. You can sense it, feel it. You don't need to catalogue every fact, every measurement. Data isn't the stream. You know it in the way that matters most, through experience, through presence. You feel its energy, its movement, its life. And that is enough. And you cannot be present, observing, experiencing, without also influencing what you are observing. In this way, you are part of the Tao, part of the great flow of existence that moves through everything. And so, in sampling it, in being receptive to it, you also come to know it. The bank of the stream is alive with greenery. You feel its energy humming through the soles of your feet as you stand on the verge between land and liquid, feel its life coursing through the very air you breathe. The roots of the tree shore up the soil, providing a foundation for an abundance of plant life. The ground beneath your feet feels soft, springy. It overflows with miniature forests of a very different kind. You reach down and run your fingers through the cool, damp moss, feeling its delicate texture, its wet mucosa gently prickling your skin. Every inch of ground here is teeming with life: sphagnum moss, marsh grasses, ferns, tormentil, ling. Every inch of ground is an unfolding drama, too much to take in. But you don't need to. Instead, you open yourself to the gestalt, to the totality of the experience. You let it wash over you, sinking into your very core like all the other aspects of this enchanted place. Like the roots of the tree, you feel steady and grounded. Nearby, the stream continues its journey, the sound of water flowing over rocks filling the air with its music. The constant, ever-changing melody seems to vibrate through your body, aligning with the rhythm of your heartbeat. Here, in this small corner of the forest, you stand at the threshold of the infinite. Every square inch of soil beneath your feet, every leaf that sways in the breeze, every droplet of water contains multitudes, ecosystems within ecosystems, layers of life stretching down into the microscopic and beyond. You feel a sense of sheer wonder, swelling in your chest, as if you could zoom in forever and still never reach the end of it. You are swimming in the truth, submerged in the richness of the world, its complexity unfolding before you with every breath. This tiny patch of land is a cacophony of life, an ever-unfolding mystery. And you are a part of it, just like the tree and the stream and the moss. The background sound of leaves and the scent of damp earth have permeated you, and you allow yourself to be fully present, feeling the spirit of this sacred place. You resist the urge to catalogue, to explain, to merely collect data. You allow yourself to be immersed in the now, absorbing everything around you. You let the kami of the tree, the stream, the forest blend with your own, guiding you, shaping you, taking you down a new and unexpected path. Like two photons mixing, you feel yourself entangled with this place, forever changed by this moment. A few deeply contented breaths. A pause, holding on to these last seconds like they are the last rays of the day. And now it feels like the moment to leave. You walk away slowly, leaving the trees and the stream behind, but carrying their essence with you. You feel lighter, somehow. Lifted. Now, you are mindful of where you step, careful not to disturb the delicate flowers, the burgeoning mushrooms, the fallen twigs that create homes for countless creatures. Every step is a prayer, a moment of reverence for the life that surrounds you. The stream continues its song, cutting through the landscape, whispering with the earth, and you listen to its endless conversation. Every square meter of this forest is alive, a conflux of insects, plants, and microorganisms, each one a player in a much larger ecosystem. The sunlight catches the wings of tiny commuters as they flit through the air, casting a shimmering aura around them. Pollen drifts lazily on the breeze, tiny stars in a sky of green. You feel a quiet peace settle over you as you begin back along the path you came. Your breathing has become peaceful, the forest's pace informing your own. And with each exhale, you release any lingering strains of tension, knowing that you too are part of this vast, unfolding web of life. Return gently now to the present, with a sense of renewal and inner peace. Experience the slow rise and fall of your belly as you breathe softly through your nose. Imagine a positive energy entering your body and coalescing at your core to give you the confidence you need to continue with your day. Feel that blissful stillness that lets you know that your fulfillment comes from within, not without. And don't forget, you can return at any time,